Coming up, we'll uncover the mystery of where our water comes from, and we'll learn more about our Jasper County neighbors right now on the Bluffton News. Welcome to the Bluffton News. I'm Anneliza Itkor, and we have a lot to cover today: business, entertainment, and of course the latest local news. But first, let's start with Bluffton's current headlines. A lawsuit filed by a Bluffton police officer who claims the town retaliated against him because of his National Guard commitments will go to trial after October 31st. Officer Mark Dorsey filed a lawsuit in March under the Uniformed Services Employment and Reemployment Rights Act, alleging town officials passed him over for a bonus, threatened him with disciplinary action if he attended a required training exercise, then damaged his career by initiating a congressional probe into his military service. In answer to Dorsey's complaints, the town maintains Dorsey failed to provide proper advance notice of military duties, exceeded the 5-year length of service requirements under law, didn't report back to work in a timely manner, that his military service was not under honorable conditions, and that he scheduled himself for duty that was not required by his superiors. Jury selection is scheduled for August 28th in the U.S. District Court in Charleston. The Technical College of the Lowcountry Foundation kicked off its first Building Our Community golf tournament July 30th at Hampton Hall. The event, sponsored by CareCorps National, benefits the TCL Foundation Scholarship Fund. The tournament featured a scramble format for both men and women, and golfers also competed for a $10,000 hole-in-one prize and a $50,000 raffle shootout competition. TCL President Dr. Tom Lietzel cited that student aid is more important now than ever, and that recent changes in federal regulations have made it more difficult for deserving students to get the assistance they need. This makes support from the foundation and of events like this tournament even more critical. And new maternity and parenting features have been added to Hilton Head Hospital's free mobile app powered by WorldLink. The features like Maternity Tracker and Baby's First Year will further connect new and expectant mothers with health-related information. The new features complement the basic Hilton Head Hospital app, which includes a first aid guide, health library, physician finder, map and directions, and InQuick ER, which enables patients to reserve a time slot for visiting the ER without having to wait in the emergency room. The new features will automatically update for existing users of the hospital app. To download the hospital app for iPhone, iPad, or iTouch, search Hilton Head Hospital on the iTunes App Store. And here's what's happening around the state. Court records show Ronnie Wilson, a former Anderson County councilman, plans to plead guilty to mail fraud as part of a multi-million-dollar Ponzi scheme. Anderson signed a plea agreement late last week in a federal court and faces up to 20 years in prison on the charges. Authorities say Wilson told customers he was buying and selling silver, but instead used the money for his scheme. Investigators think he lost $60 million of the $90 million invested with him. The plea agreement says Wilson will open his books and make full restitution. Wilson also is a former member of the State Board of Education and National Commander of the Sons of Confederate Veterans. The National Transportation Safety Board will try to determine why debris fell from the engine of a new Boeing 787 Dreamliner, starting a fire and forcing officials to shut down Charleston International Airport. According to the Post and Courier of Charleston, debris from the aircraft fell onto the runway and into the grass Saturday, sparking a blaze that closed the airport for more than an hour. The aircraft was undergoing pre-flight runway testing in North Charleston when the incident occurred. The 787 is the latest one built at the Boeing campus in North Charleston. No one was injured in the incident, and production will not be affected. The shutdown caused 2 flights to be diverted to Savannah, Georgia. Both flights later arrived in Charleston. A 55-year-old woman has been ordered to spend 25 years in prison after her 21-month-old grandson died from an overdose of painkillers. A Pickens County jury found Donna Phillips guilty Friday of homicide by child abuse. The same jury found the child's mother not guilty. Prosecutors say an autopsy determined the boy died in March 2008 from the overdose while in the mother's care. The child had spent the day before with his father and grandmother. 28-year-old Jamie Morris, the boy's father, was found guilty of aiding and abetting homicide by child abuse and sentenced to 8 years in prison. And finally, an Atlanta company is recalling salsa and paella sold under the Trader Joe's brand at stores in 6 southern states because of possible listeria contamination. Simmering Soup Incorporated says the voluntary recall applies to mild salsa with a use-by date of August 9th and paella, a type of Middle Eastern salad, with a use-by date of July 31st. The company says the product shipped last week to Trader Joe's stores in Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Southern Virginia. Simmering Soup says none of its products tested positive for listeria and no illnesses have been reported, but they were made with diced onions processed at a plant where Listeria monocytogenes, which can cause serious infections, were found. Trader Joe's has removed the recalled foods from store shelves. For more information on these headlines and more, please check out the media sources you see listed on your screen. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Coming up, Lynne Hummell of the Bluffton Sun takes on some hot topics as the Bluffton News brings you hot off the presses, and Rodney Vaughn has a special Bluffton entertainment report. Welcome back to the Bluffton News. Joining me now is Lynne Hummell of the Bluffton Sun. So Lynne, recently we've heard a lot about Bluffton cracking down on business signage. What's going on with that?
Yes, a lot of people have been getting complaints or the town has been getting complaints and violations, and so they mailed out letters reminding businesses that they must have a permit for any kind of advertising sign. And that includes those small plastic signs with the metal stakes that you put out by the side of the road, like real estate signs and the like. And they're popular because they're economical and they're easy to transport, but they violate town ordinances.
Well, I almost have to stand a little bit on the side of the town because the signs are not the most attractive things in the world. Now, what happens if the non-permitted signs are not removed?
Well, the letter that the town sent says that violators will face ticketing, fines, and additional penalties. So it's probably a good idea to move them now. However, keep in mind that the ordinance does not apply to political signs.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good that there's that clarification.
Right.
Now, the BCSD, they're going to be implementing new personal technology rules. Did I hear correctly that Beaufort County students are going to be encouraged to bring their personal technology to school this year?
Yes, isn't that fun? After years of prohibiting students from bringing their personal computing devices to school, the district is starting a pilot program that won't just allow, but will encourage kids to bring their own technology, such as iPads and smartphones and Kindles. This will broaden the ways that they can learn, according to Corey Tressler, who's Director of Virtual Learning for the district. And he said this bring your own philosophy is spreading across the nation. And since the school board adopted the new acceptable use policy in June, they're going to start this year.
One final topic for us to cover. There is one weekend each year that parents of students always look forward to, and it's coming up. Tell us all about it.
Well, that would be tax-free weekend, and that is August 3rd through the 5th. And parents and students can buy school supplies and anything related to school that they have to take with them and not have to pay sales tax on it. And that will include your traditional school supplies like book or pencils and paper and notebooks and that sort of thing. And also computers and iPads and maybe some of those that you're going to be able to take to school this year. But you can't get things like watches and jewelry and eyewear. Although you probably could catch a break on ice skates.
Yes, because that's something we're going to use so much down here.
That's right. And the complete list you can find at sctax.org.
Great. Thank you so much, Lynne.
Thanks.
Now I'm going to place your entertainment future in Rodney Vaughn's very capable hands as he brings us a special Bluffton entertainment report.
Thanks, Anneliza. And I'm here today at the May River Theater, and that's in the heart of historic Old Town Bluffton. And with me is Terri Sue. She is the stage manager for The Producers. That is the next upcoming production here at the theater. And this is a really big production to undertake on such a small stage. Is that right?
Yes, it is. It's our largest musicals.
Lots of stage changes, which means lots of work for you and your staff. How many set changes do you have?
We're going to have 16 set changes in this show.
Oh my gosh, and that is a lot. And normally we're used to 3 or 4 for 3 or 4 different scenes. And this is a big cast that's going to be in the show as well?
Yes, we have 22 cast members in this show. in all different roles.
Lots of costume changes and lots of everything. So we're kind of doing behind the scenes today. Lots of things happen on front of the stage that the audience enjoys, and of course that's the thing that we come out to see, but a lot of people don't realize that there's a ton of work that goes on behind the stage. And you guys have started this a couple of weeks ago, a month ago?
Over a month ago.
Over a month ago. So a lot of this goes into drawings, and then it becomes reality, and then you actually do the stage dressing yourself.
For the most part, I have a lot of help. So yeah, but as far as the finished product, it's a collaboration, but just getting it all put together, it takes a long time.
That's great. And there are some intricate props in this as well. There's a scene with a large pigeon cage, and that looks really great so far. And then there's a scene with this big movie sign here for outside of the theater for the production. And so there's a lot of stuff that takes place into it. And we want to thank you for joining us today.
Sure.
And I want to welcome everybody to come out and see the production. It is The Producers. It opens August the 10th, and it runs for 3 weeks at the May River Theater. And you can get more information on their website, and you can call the box office for tickets. And back to you, Anneliza.
Rodney, that sounds great. When we return, Matthew Brady gives us an insider's look at our water resources, and Jasper County's Marty Sauls welcomes us over Jasper County lines. Welcome back to the Bluffton News. Water has become one of those everyday conveniences that we can take for granted. You turn on a faucet and ta-da, there it is, clean, drinkable. We bathe in it, use it to keep our yards green and our homes clean. Well, today I'd like to introduce you to one of the people that helps make all this possible. Joining me is Matthew Brady from, now let's see if I can get this right, the Beaufort-Jasper Water and Sewer Authority, affectionately known as the BJWSA. Matt, what are one or two of your big projects going on right now in the area?
Well, Anneliza, we always have a variety of projects going on in the community, but our biggest project in construction right now is what we're calling the Perrysburg Road water line. That's 36-inch water pipe going about 15 miles from the Perrysburg area, ultimately to near the Bluffton area. Now, this is actually our largest transmission line ever constructed. It'll be finished in about a year, and there's a couple of benefits from it. First, this will help get folks in the Levy, Limehouse, Bellinger Hill area off of their groundwater system. This is a small system that when we finish with this water line, we'll be able to serve them with treated Savannah River water. And the Savannah is a very abundant and sustainable water resource, and we're happy to be able to do that. At the same time, and in conjunction with that, we're trying to effectively manage the upper Floridan aquifer, which is what we're drawing our groundwater from. And we think that by supplying these folks with this water, that's the responsible thing to do. And at the same time, this is something we've had planned for years. This has been in our capital improvements program for about 10 years, and we've just started construction in May. And we think this is just responsible planning for the future. We think this will help keep rates down in the future and make sure that we have the correct infrastructure in the ground. And secondly, this provides a secondary feed into the Bluffton area and the southern portion of our service area, which at the same time we think this is responsible planning and it helps us hydraulically. So we hope to be completed with this in about a year, and look forward to serving folks with this water line.
That's great. Now, we know about your commitment to providing water and protecting the environment. What about protecting the environment through what we flush down?
Well, Anneliza, what we do is a variety of things, but we can talk about our water reclamation facilities, which basically take what you flush or pour down the drain and treat it and turn it into what we call reclaimed water. We disinfect it with ultraviolet rays, and it's very treated to a high quality. We can discharge this onto golf courses so folks aren't using potable water, drinking water to irrigate. And we also can discharge this into what we call the Great Swamp. Now, there are several great swamps in your viewing area, but this one's near the Walmart in Hardyville, and we have committed to discharging in there. And what we've done is essentially taken an area that had been drained due to development, and we are discharging this highly treated effluent into it. And we're actually restoring the swamp to its natural state through some of the things we're doing.
That is so cool. I
Yeah.
love hearing stuff like that. Now, since it's summertime, you know, folks are busy irrigating. Real quick, Matt, any tips on irrigation or other ways to conserve water at home?
The best way to conserve water through irrigation is to try to operate your system manually. That means make sure that you can turn it on and off when it's raining. You're not watering the sidewalk or the side of your house, and you can save money by saving water that way. And then there's just simple tips like turn off the water when you're brushing your teeth or take shorter showers. And folks can find out more at our website, and we're on Facebook and Twitter, so they can follow us and find out more about us.
Those are great tips. Thank you so much for being here, Matt.
Thanks, Anneliza.
Now, Bluffton is very lucky to be surrounded by great neighbors who also take pride in and work hard at growing their communities. I'm pleased to welcome Marty Sauls, president of the Jasper Chamber of Commerce and vice chair of the Jasper County Council. Welcome, Marty.
Thank you, Anneliza. It's glad to be here.
First, why don't you tell me a little bit about the Jasper County Chamber and some of the exciting upcoming events that we are looking at?
Sure, I'll be glad to. We're celebrating our 52nd year at the Jasper County Chamber of Commerce. We currently have our executive director, Ms. Kendall Malphus, and her assistant, Ms. Julie Mingeldorf. Those two are in charge of the chamber and the day-to-day operations. Our board of directors is made up of 12 members throughout Jasper County. And our board is made up of working members. A lot of times it's customary for the chamber board to be heavily involved in the daily activities, events, and the production of those events, and the programs that we implement to market our business. So we have a great board of directors who are very involved in the activities of our Chamber of Commerce. This year we also have new members coming on board, and we're starting a program for highlighting our members of the Chamber of Commerce, such as the Chamber Member of the Month, and we hope to include WHHI in that program to market our businesses and highlight their products and services to help promote our businesses not only in the county but on a regional basis. Starting in the fall of this year, we'll be having our Justin Baker Golf Tournament. The proceeds from that tournament go towards our scholarship program. The Jasper County Chamber of Commerce has scholarships for all of the graduating schools in Jasper County, the graduating classes in Jasper County. The Teacher's Choice Award goes to a selected graduating senior from each of the high schools, and the proceeds from that golf tournament help us support our scholarship program.
Wow, you have a lot going on. It's really exciting to see such progression with Jasper County. Now, where do you see Jasper County 10 years from now?
Well, Jasper County is definitely on the move. We've had great success in the past 2 years. We have Be Green Packaging now, a global packaging company. We have Daniel Defense. We also have Low Country Biomass, which is a wood pellet distribution company, manufacturing distribution company, whose major client happens to be the European market, where these wood pellets are used for heat source in their wood-burning stoves. So we have a very diversified economy, not only as it relates to the forestry industry, packaging, manufacturing, and distribution, but also we have the resort casino effort by the Stratford Group that's underway, and that's been ongoing for about 12 months now, and we look to see some type of finality in the decision from the governor in the next 12 months, so that's exciting.
That is exciting. Now, I'll tell you, with all the excitement that Jasper County has going on, it only explains why Bluffton is so excited to have you guys as a neighbor. We look forward to having you back, Marty, hearing more about Jasper County. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
When we come back, Shellie West Hodges covers the latest in Bluffton business, and we'll take a look at the Bluffton News Pet of the Week. This week on the Bluffton News, Shellie West Hodges is out and about for the Bluffton Business Report.
Hi, Anneliza. We are here today with Mike and Maureen Taft, the owners of Bluffton Crossfit, and celebrating their grand opening and ribbon cutting. Maureen, tell us a little bit about Bluffton Crossfit and your concept here.
Bluffton CrossFit is part of the CrossFit family. What CrossFit does is provide constantly varied high-intensity exercise in a short period of time, and it's scalable so anyone can do it.
Great. Now, Mike, tell us, y'all decided to open your business here in Bluffton, and tell us why you decided to do that.
Well, we were doing CrossFit, and we're CrossFit trainers up at CrossFit Beaufort, and we knew that there was not a CrossFit in Bluffton, so we wanted to open up here and share it with the community.
Well, that's great. We are happy to have you here, and we're happy to have another business open up here in town in Bluffton, and we congratulate you and welcome you here. Anneliza, we're also celebrating, Habitat for Humanity is also celebrating their new move to the Dollar General store here in Bluffton. That is another ribbon cutting, and we look forward to that as well. 1, 2, 3.
Thanks, Shellie. Allow me now to introduce you to our Bluffton News Pet of the Week. Landon is a laid-back kind of guy who likes other dogs and is eager to learn what living in a home is like. Brought to the shelter as a young pup, this Black Lab German Shepherd mix is ready, willing, and able to enjoy life in a family setting. His expressive ears and upbeat personality are certain to light up your life. Landon will be a devoted, lifelong companion and fellow adventurer if just given the chance. For more information on Landon and other adoptable pets, call Brookshaven Animal Rescue at 843-757-7387. Thanks for joining me for the news program that is all Bluffton all the time. I'm Anneliza Itkor for the Bluffton News. We'll see you next time.